Hey, hey, check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey, hey, check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, hello, hello. 1, 2. Check, hello, hey, hey. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, hey, hey. 1, 2, 1, 2.
no one else who loves me like you used to. Sometimes we're not ourselves. There's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. And I'll take some time, but I'll be alright. We're moving on. We're moving on. I know times are
Good morning. Please remain standing while Paula Ibarra Lopez performs the United States National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Thank you, Paula. That was beautiful. My name is Matt Sipple. I'm Deputy Head of School for Academics, and it's my pleasure to officially welcome you all here this morning to the graduation ceremony for the EF Academy New York class of 2022. Whether you're here with us today under this glorious cloudy tent on South Lawn at 9 a.m. or at home halfway around the world watching these proceedings a little later in the day, we know that we are all joined together to heartily congratulate every member of the class of 2022 as they have clearly persisted, strived, and thrived to get to this important milestone in their lives. As you will undoubtedly hear from our speakers today, this group has been through a great deal to get to this point, and it has been a period of their lives that will not soon be forgotten. We hope that no matter where you are today, that you enjoy this wonderful ceremony and the celebrations to follow. Congratulations to all, and now it is my pleasure to call Dr. Kuskoski to the podium to deliver the head of school address. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Dear graduates, I'll adjust this. Okay. Dear graduates, families and friends, guests, teachers and school staff, graduation is my favorite event of school life, and I'm honored to be able to speak here today. Not to worry, I know there are no fans of long speeches, myself included, so I will keep it short and to the point. This event is sad and exciting at the same time. It is sad to say goodbye to all of you after our time together. For some of you, just 1 year. For many, 2, 3, or 4 years that you spent here at the Academy. In fact, just a few days ago, while chatting to a couple of you sitting here, we arrived to a conclusion that during your time here at the Academy, you, the graduates, spend more time here with each other, with your RAs, with your teachers, than you do with your real families. So the Academy has become your home away from home. As someone I don't exactly remember who once said, it's a beautiful thing for mind, body, and spirit to take some time for reflection. I'm sure as you reflect on your time here, No matter how long or short it may have been, you have plenty to remember. All of the trials and tribulations of day-to-day life, ups and downs in your many classes you have taken, big events that happened around us here, events that shook the world, events near and dear to your heart. Just looking at this past academic year, globally, the world is still struggling with the pandemic, the worst one we have all seen in our lifetimes, and probably the world has experienced in the last 100 years. It changed our lives in so many ways, and many of these ways now became the norm. Inflation is running high in this country. It is the highest it has been in the last 40 years. There is a war raging in Europe, by all accounts the most significant and devastating since World War II. Climate change is yet taking another step in the direction of unknown and unexpected. Closer to home, to all of us sitting here, apart from all of the above, we lived through the unimaginable, losing one of our own, the tragedy that shook our entire community. At this time, may I kindly ask you to bow our heads and remember Claudio Mandia with a moment of silence and reflection. Thank you. Our hearts go to the family of Claudio, and he will always remain in our thoughts and memories. As Eleanor Roosevelt once said, you gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look adversities in the face. You must do things you think you cannot do. We are stronger today for all we have been through together. We are closer today for all we have experienced as a community. We will stay connected throughout the years for all of the bonds, friendships, and relationships we have developed on this campus. In just a short few moments, your high school career will come to an end. You will receive your diploma, you will move your tassel, as the tradition instructs, but it's really not the end. It's just the beginning. The future is before you. One of my favorite quotes from Barack Obama says, "The future rewards those who press on." I don't have time to feel sorry for myself. I don't have time to complain. I'm going to press on. On behalf of all of us here at the F Academy, I empower you to press on. Step forward into the future. Theodore Hook, a British writer of 1800, said, "The best way to predict the future is to invent it." So go and invent your future. Spread your wings. We, your teachers and staff here at the school, are confident you're ready to fly. Fly high. Fly far. Stay connected to each other and your roots. Change the world. God knows the world could use some changing for the better. And who is better set up for the job than you? As you find your place in the world, don't forget us. You know you're always welcome here. There's always a place for you here, and you do belong here, and always will. We're so proud of you, class of 2022, every single one of you. I would like to finish with yet another one of my favorite quotes, this time by Mark Twain. 20 years away from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. Thank you. It is my pleasure now to introduce Mr. Park, Mr. Hitchcock, Mr. Miller, and Mrs. Park to the podium to present Graduates Awards.
Good morning. The Graduate Awards reflect the tenets of the EF Academy Graduate Profile. It is our hope and belief that all graduates of EF Academy are global citizens, leaders, learners, and scholars. The recipients of the Graduate Profile Awards for the EF Academy class of 2022 were chosen by the faculty and administration. I am honored to present the Global Citizen Award. The EF Graduate Profile defines a global citizen as a student who considers alternative viewpoints, discusses conflicting perspectives respectfully, perseveres through challenges, makes a positive difference in the world, and appreciates the interconnectedness of all people. Mr. Lee Snowder remarks of this year's recipient, "As their advisor, I consistently witnessed the students' engagement with dozens of global issues throughout the year. In fact, they often greatly simplified my role as an advisor and would lead these discussions." Ms. Gaspari notes, "The student does an outstanding job of presenting various viewpoints and empowering others to do the same. I was most impressed with the PowerPoint they created for Pride Month, as well as the leadership which they offered the younger students. The student epitomizes a global citizen with the respect for all cultures and perspectives." Dr. Bill writes, "I think the award is perfect for the student. They have traveled around the world attending schools in multiple countries from Africa through England to EF Thornwood, so they have seen and experienced various societal systems and values which have made them aware of the multitude of issues and appreciate the connections they made with local people." And finally, Mr. Giordano states, "One of the first words that come to mind when I think of this student is leadership. I look at what this student has done in regards to their friend group and the community at school. The way the student always makes an attempt to make every voice feel heard is truly remarkable. They are always there for people and willing to put themselves second in order to help elevate someone else. Also, the student is willing to give advice to anyone and everyone and is always willing to share their own life experience to help illuminate the way forward for someone else. The work the student has done over the past 2 years to elevate our entire school community is both awe-inspiring and unprecedented. We will miss you, kiddo." It gives me great pleasure to present this year's Global Citizenship Award to Andy Hazel. And now Mr. Hitchcock will present the Leadership Award.
Thank you, Mr. Park. Today, I'm quite pleased to be able to present the EF Academy Leadership Award. The EF Graduate Profile describes a leader as one who accepts new responsibilities and challenges, stands up for the dignity of others, communicates with clarity, endeavors to protect our planet, and inspires and collaborates with others. In describing this year's winner, Mr. Fleming relates that every year, he says, when visiting the coral reefs of Belize, I thought it would be cool for a student to write their biology IA on the relationship between the population of sea urchins and its favorite meal, turtle grass. Every year I would drop not so subtle hints, but to no avail. However, this last December, a courageous young snorkeler took up my challenge. You may ask, how is counting sea urchins an example of leadership? Well, he tells us, it requires convincing and coaching your EF peers to join you and become marine scientists for a day. This year's award winner and 7 willing urchin counters battled the waves on the back reef as they peered into the nooks and crannies of the maze of corals. I was truly impressed how she clearly communicated what needed to be done, not to mention making an effort to understand and care for the natural world and inspiring the next generation of our planet's stewards. And Mrs. Ortiz shares that this student leads by example with grace and empathy for others. She is the leader people would be lucky to have and that this world needs. During collaborative work, She always ensured that her peers felt valued and their ideas and work were taken into account. And finally, Mr. Yaffe offers that she led with a sense of maturity and purpose. I viewed her more as a colleague than a student. She communicated with me frequently and effectively, and she was always focused on the club's priorities. When facing challenges, this student assumed full responsibility. She allowed others to have a voice, and she was both approachable and respected as a leader. It is my pleasure to present this year's Leadership Award to Jennifer Hong. And now, Mr. Miller will present the Learner Award.
Thank you. It's not very tight. One sec. Okay, I'll hold it. So, thank you. Today it's my honor to present the Learner Award. According to the EF graduate profile, a learner is someone who thinks critically and asks questions to deepen understanding, finds joy in learning new skills and new information, takes responsible risks to enhance their learning, learns both independently and in groups, and accepts, reflects on, and learns from their mistakes. Of this year's recipients, Ms. Ortiz says, "This student always welcomes feedback, actively reflects upon mistakes, and as a result is constantly improving." Ms. Gaspari states that this student is a, quote, "unstoppable learner, is enthusiastic about every aspect of the learning process, and finds joy in their academic growth." Ms. Kim calls this student inquisitive and conscientious and describes this person as one who aims for a high standard of academic achievement. It is rare to find such a student who has a mature personality and is intelligent enough to produce highly critical and insightful perspectives on societal issues with a humanitarian approach. Mr. Lees-Noda says the student was always willing to embrace the discomfort of not immediately knowing the answer, and this led to her consistently ask the most important questions. Mr. Giordano states, quote, "It's hard to articulate how highly I regard this student. She is one of the strongest students I have ever had the pleasure of working with." He continues to say she is an incredibly passionate young person who demonstrates their love of knowledge on a daily basis. When she commits herself to a task, she truly puts 100% of herself into the project. Finally, more than one teacher commented on how moving they found the presentation of her art exhibit and how proud they were to see her mature into the insightful learner she has become. I myself am proud to be able to award this year's Learner Award to Ingrid Wu Yan Chen. And now Ms. Park will present the Scholar Award.
Thanks. Hello, class of 2022. According to the EF Learner Profile, a scholar is someone who engages with current events, gathers and synthesizes information across a variety of media, uses evolving technologies skillfully, pursues their passions, thinks both analytically and imaginatively. of this year's recipient, Dr. Gaucher writes, "It is rare but always a pleasure to have the opportunity to teach a student like this. Throughout the year in IB Physics, this student continually impressed me with his intuitive understanding of how the universe works. On several occasions, the student was able to explain to fellow classmates more complex concepts and mathematical applications when I fell short of a good explanation. From Mr. Liz Noda in TOK, this student was routinely one of the best writers and speakers in TOK. Not only was his work exceptionally strong, he also managed to continue to improve the work throughout the year. Dr. Tran says, this student did not miss any class and completed all of his assignments on time, with high expectations. In the classroom, he always volunteered to give his presentations and answer the questions. He met the IB learner profile, learning independently with enthusiasm and curiosity. His economics teacher, Ms. Chapman, writes, this student is extremely dedicated and has committed himself to his education. He continually asks questions and inquires into material beyond the class content. He is consistently one of the first ones to complete his work and always goes above and beyond the class expectations. Ms. Divya says, this student enjoys thinking. He understands that learning is much more than strategic memory and recall. He is always equipped and prepared to learn. When he sees a challenge, he doesn't walk around it, he thinks about how to climb. Mr. Neeson says, this student is fearless in approaching learning and is always driven to do his best. He always fully understands a task assigned to him and tackles it with rigor and enthusiasm. He is one of the few students who truly understands the meaning of due date. And his English teacher, who was so fortunate to teach him for the past 2 years, says, that's me, Mrs. Park, although he is one of the most capable students in the class, he still persists in asking questions, pushing his classmates to think from another perspective, and ruminating about a topic long after his peers. He is diligent and hardworking, and is one of the few students who is predicted at a 7 in every IB subject except for one in which he is predicted at a 6. And we know that it is my honor to present the award of scholar to Adam Gainish. And now Mr. Walton and just Mr. Walton. Just Mr. Walton, only Mr. Walton will present the Athlete of the Year award.
Thank you, Amy. I would like to first congratulate all the seniors. I realize the last couple of years have had its COVID challenges, but you have all persevered and are now soon to be graduates. In selecting the Athlete of the Year, the criteria that was most important in the selection process was selecting someone who puts forth great effort. An athlete that exhibited sportsmanship, along with being an excellent student, this year's winner showed both. They were always working to improve their skills and was a positive influence amongst their teammates. Their coaches raved about how easy it was to coach them and how they continuously worked hard. This year's Athlete of the Year is a cross-country runner, and her name is Veridiana Bedolla.
Congratulations to all our winners, award recipients, and thank you to the presenters. Wonderful. And now it is time for our senior speaker to deliver the student address. Hailing from Petropolis, Brazil, Pedro Monteiro joined EF Academy in the fall of 2020. Pedro says that he has appreciated his experiences at EF and is looking forward to attending Fordham University next year to study political economics. Please join me in welcoming Pedro to the podium.
Dear parents, staff, and fellow graduates, I would like to begin by thanking my classmates for giving me the honor of being your elected speaker. I am thankful for the opportunity of sharing a fragment of my life, learning, and experience that were captured among the thin brick walls of this campus, and that today will remain as core memories of my formative years. The class of 2022, this class, our class, has experienced a year full of steep and unpredictable slopes. Among adversities and discords, resilience has always persisted. When our limit was reached, we pushed it forward. And we are sitting here today, observing how in all battles, through perseverance, light will always prevail. This is how life shows us how cunning and unexpected it is. A great part of what it means to be graduating is to step forward into a new chapter in our lives. Each one of us will follow different lifelines. Thus, our lives now prepare for departure, waiting to emerge into a new direction. Some of our lifelines will intertwine in the near future, and others will never cross each other again. But one constant remains, the intersection that they had here at 582 Columbus Avenue. If anything, the class of 2022 is resilient. We are resilient. Resilient to be joyful, resilient to be thankful, and resilient to move forward in moments where this should be impossible. Therefore, hold your diplomas with pride, and throughout your life, never forget to once in a while stare at the indelible marks that high school gave you. They show how strong and persistent each one of us can be. Now we begin a new chapter with new hopes and dreams. It is the perfect time to let our ambitions flourish and go in search of new opportunities, feelings, and experiences. This is not the time to be strict with yourselves. Do not abstain from fleeting pleasures, afraid that you will diverge from your main mission. In your late years, they may be the only memory that remains. Be thankful for your lifelines that have connected with wonderful individuals, and allow yourself to feel the pain of the absence of some of them. Be thankful for the moments this campus of thin brick walls, surrounded by thousands of trees, have provided each one of you sitting here. In Portuguese, my mother tongue, we have a word that cannot be translated to any other language. Saudade. It describes a feeling of longing for something that you once had. This is what we feel towards our friends, teachers, and these tiny dorm rooms, I mean really tiny, that we turn into a home. And we're the setting of some of the best moments in our lives. Feel it, and do not try to muffle the pain that it will also bring you. The pain that saudade brings is the evidence that you once loved. I leave you all with this bit of advice and bid you the best of luck in the future chapters of your lives. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pedro. That was wonderful. And now Hank Zhang will perform Frank Sinatra's classic, My Way.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case of which I'm certain. I lived a life that's full. I've traveled each and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all and I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved and cried. I've had my few, my share of losing. And now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and did it my way.
Thank you, Hank. Thank you, Dr. Bill. That was fantastic. And now it is my pleasure to introduce this year's faculty speaker. Mr. Jim Fife has been a valued member of the EF Academy faculty since 2017. Prior to this, he was a teacher, and prior to that, he was a professional actor and a writer and producer for TV. He's also been a public speaking coach for many years, and I'm sure I could use some of his advice, so I'll talk to you later, Mr. Fife. He's also been instrumental in helping our TEDx program by helping TEDx presenters prepare with some public speaking coaching, so very much appreciated. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Jim Fife to the podium to deliver this year's address.
Thank you very much. I'm always happy to follow Hank singing My Way. That's perfect. Who wouldn't want to follow that? By the way, Hank's graduation robe, custom made. Custom made. So, I don't know, I feel a little silly in this robe. You know what I mean? I feel like I should be saying, like, damn you, Harry Potter, you know. But I'm always happy to give a speech in a tent at 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning wearing an acrylic bathrobe. So good morning, graduates, parents, faculty, comrades, and staff comrades. It's a pleasure to be speaking to you today. And because I am so wise, just ask anybody. I would love to share some of my words of wisdom with all of you, but I've decided to direct my comments at our graduating seniors. After all, this ceremony is for them. Seniors, hi. Hi, how's it going? Good, okay. I am very happy for all of you, and this is a big day for you guys. And as everybody said, this class has been through a lot. You know, as a teacher, I'm just gonna say the quiet part out loud. The fact that you guys got through COVID and learned anything, even a single fact, is worth an ovation right there. Let's do that right now. Fine. So, I wish I knew each and every one of you better than I do. Now, it's true that I've been here for a couple of years. I've had a few of you in my advisory in grade 9, Ray, Jerry, Tiert, Copper, Jiang Ye, and many more of you attended my history class in your junior year, but I don't know each and every one of you, and I wish I did because I would love to give each of you a personal message on this special day. But even if I did that, we would be here all day, and one thing I know about all of you is you are eager to get the hell out of here. So I won't do that. I'm going to settle for a few individual comments, and then I'm going to give all of you as a group my graduation present to you, one final homework assignment. You're welcome. All right. So in thinking about what to say to you today, I asked my advisory group, because I had an advisory group of seniors, and here's what they said. Jasmine Hu said, "Make us cry." Okay. Chris Kim said, "Wish us good luck." And Tian Ren Lu said, "Don't say anything about me. Think only of the people and the inevitable triumph of socialism." So what do I do with that? Okay, so here's what I made of that. Okay, first of all, Jasmine Hu, where are you? Where are you? Jasmine, you are, like many young women that I've met at the school, you are an incredible, amazing font of energy, passion, and drive. It's absolutely clear to me that you are going to be the boss of something important someday. But today, you're not the boss of anything except for Pedro Augusto Boller Jassy Montero, who has done an incredible job as your personal assistant while here at EF. So I hope you're going to have a nice little, severance package for him. Okay, so Chris Kim, where are you? Where are you? Chris Kim. Okay, so get off your phone. Okay. Chris, good luck to you. You are a smart and compassionate guy. You will definitely do well. Good luck, especially in the Korean Army. Now, as always, I offer, and I do it here publicly in front of the world, I offer cash money for a photograph of Chris, Tae-yun, Dong-Yeon Kang, Sung-Yun Cho, any of my Korean students in their Korean Army uniform. And I will pay double if that picture shows the student going up a steep hill with a very heavy backpack. So, Hangun Ulparage, good luck, Chris, and good luck, my friends. Okay. So that's about it for the advice section of the speech. But before I give you all your homework, I do have want to mention a few of the more unforgettable characters in this group by name. First of all, as somebody who has a background in creativity and the arts, to all of you creatives in this class, this is such a creative group. Marisol Gutierrez Acosta, Jesus Talan Bueno, Shia Manji, and the musicians in this group, Micah Sue, Matvey Agranovsky, and all of you. You guys inspire me with your creativity. You are all so talented and so passionate. Please remember me when you are famous and send me free stuff. To Tianren Liu. Tianren, where are you? Tianren Liu, ladies and gentlemen, the future chairman of the Communist Party of the People's Republic of China. Yeah. Tianren, you don't need my good wishes, my wishes for good luck, because good luck is a capitalist concept that is used to oppress the working class. So but good luck anyway. Andy Hazel, one of the small, tight cadre of actual Americans, among whom also Micah Sue, Logan Klein, a few others. Andy, an actual American, you are among the bravest, finest young people I have ever met. And I will never forget watching the January 2021 inauguration with you. Go get them. Go get them. But keep your eyes on Tianren, especially if he starts talking about Taiwan. Just saying. I'm just saying. Okay. And last but not least, my opening act, Wei Han Hank Zheng. Hank, where are you? Where are you? Hank, I will never forget 3 things about you. Number 1, the first time I heard you sing. Number 2, how well dressed you are. And number 3, after one of the major 28 blizzards we had last year, watching you outside frolicking in the snow with the rest of the students throwing snowballs in your custom-made leather loafers and bespoke cashmere coat. So Hank, you always do it your way, so you just keep doing that. You're awesome. But my speech has a time limit, especially because they're not paying me. So in lieu of a personal message for each of you, I do want to offer you as a group a couple of thoughts about the unique experience that this school has offered you. I'm not talking about the unique experience of eating in our cafeteria. I mean, EF is a great place to eat, especially if you like chicken. I'm sorry, especially if you love chicken. And I'm also not talking about the EF hockey rink and the EF swimming pool, because I'm not talking about that. I just said I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that because I have worked here for 5 years and we don't have those things. I'm almost totally sure. I am going to talk about what you've experienced here because I think it's essential for your future. You've experienced something very important here at EF, the real world. Now, that might sound like a strange claim to make because we sit up here on this hill in the woods far away from everything. But do me a favor, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Or just go into your own imagination, okay? And I want you to go in there and think about the most annoying person that you've met here at EF. Don't say the names out loud because Mr. Giordano is emotionally fragile. Okay, so, but do you have it? Do you have thinking of that person? The most annoying person that you met here, okay? Because I want to say that that person is the real unique value of EF because the whole world is here. The whole world is right here, right in your face, standing in your way in the cafeteria line, snoring or crying or just talking too loud in the bunk over your head. All kinds of people from all kinds of cultures going through all kinds of experiences and watching you go through all of your kinds of experiences right here. Here at our school, you've learned or begun to learn how to deal with the uncomfortable, inconvenient, annoying reality of other people totally different from you. There they are, and you can't just ignore them. right? This is the world. No one is going anywhere, so deal with it. All right, so what? What's so important about that? Isn't this how life is everywhere? Well, no, it's not. And it's going to be less like this because it's almost like you're graduating in 1932 instead of 2022. Because you're graduating into a world dominated by bullies and dictators, political and corporate. Bullies armed with money and with social media. The dictators want to tell you who other people are and how they are less than you so that they can do whatever they want to them. Because, well, don't worry about why. And look at this TikTok video. The bullies, the dictators, they already know what you want to see. They want to know what you want to hear, and they are going to give it to you to distract you. Please be skeptical of these voices. Yes, of course. This has only been high school, and you've had 4 years here or 2 years here, and you're always going to remember your friends in the good times. But please also remember that person here at EF who bothered you the most, the person you liked the least, and remember that the world also belongs to them. If you keep this in your hearts, then there is hope for us all. So, here's your final homework assignment. Today, as this ceremony ends and you wait to throw your caps into the air, look around. Find the eyes of that someone, the person who annoyed you or argued with you or left their stuff in your dorm room or even just someone you've never spoken to. Look at them and remember that you share this big, insane, fantastic world with them. Today, you're all going to go on to wonderful adventures, and you all deserve those adventures, and so does that annoying person. Try to keep that memory in your mind and in your heart as you, all of you, today leave here and go take over the world. Thank you.